Hello, this is Brian Houle, and I'm here with another Beyond 20 Cherwell video. In this video, I want to show you a bit of a gotcha when you want to modify the default format of the incident ID or any of the public IDs on these objects. So in this use case, what I want to do is add a prefix to my incident number in front of my incident ID number value in order to determine, what it is. This you may want to do this at some point to add a little bit of semantic value to the incident IDs. In this case, you might add INC to the incident ID field here. So I'm going into properties, going into default value on properties, and as you can see, all I've done is put I said INC, but I meant IR in front of the incident ID. So I have IR dash. I could do INC. I could do INC with no dash. In this case, I'm just going to stick with IR, and I'll put the dash there. So I'll click OK. And so when a record is created, the default value for this field will be IR dash. And then what this is an expression here that calls the latest number on the counter for incident ID. And that's all that does. So I've published this already. So let's pop over to our desktop client. So I'm going to go ahead and do a wide open search for my incidents. I'm going to view results in grid because I like that view better. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of incidents already in here. They have no prefix. So if I create a new one, you'll see that what I end up getting is that default property fire. So I've got IR-102380. And so now if this comes over in an integration or anything like that, it will pick it up. And that's really one of the reasons why you might put this into the ticket ID or the incident ID field value rather than just on the form is if you want that sort of semantic prefix to travel with that ID into, integrations with other systems or what have you. So I'm going to abandon the change to this incident. And so one of the things I might want to do for consistency's sake, especially if, this is a fairly new system, is update incident IDs on existing tickets. So I'll go into my one-step manager. I'll do this in my user scope. And I'll do new, and we'll call this update incident ID. And here what we're going to do is very simple. We're going to update our business object. We'll click Save Business Object After Action. I'm going to go into Fields. I'm going to grab Incident ID. Click the Template option here, and I'm going to enter in IR dash, and I'll check that against what I have here. Right, so all new tickets will pick up this, but for existing tickets, I'm just running an update to make them all consistent. So now I've done IR dash, and I'm going to add the token for incident ID. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to run for all results. Let that go for a second, and you'll see it's updating the whole set. Great. So now I'm set, right? I'm going to hit edit refresh, and the world is going to be my oyster, right? So I'll go ahead and do that. Edit refresh, waiting for the refreshes so I can, what's happened? All right, something's gone terribly wrong. Where are my results? Oh no, so I've got a failure here. So depending on the type of system, I'm on a 2-tier connection here. So I'm getting a little bit more information than I would on a 3-tier connection. A 3-tier connection would throw this error as a correlation ID error. And what it's saying is it could not retrieve incident business object. Conversion failed when converting the varchar value IR-102083 to data type int. That means integer. So if I come here and I do a wide open search, I'm going to get the same thing. Again, if you're on a hosted system, or rather on a 3-tier connection, you'll just see a correlation ID error. You won't get this much detail. So what do we have to do to fix this? Well, what I'm going to do is pop back over into my blueprint. So I have a new blueprint here. That's great. There is a database attribute. So what I'm doing is going back into my field properties for this given field, clicking the advanced page, going into database attributes, and you'll see I have this sort as number attribute. That is what's causing the issue here. So even though our out-of-the-box incident IDs are a string of numbers, it's actually a text data type. And this sort as number is kind of looking to convert it into a number so that it can sort it accordingly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that attribute. Again, I went to field properties on incident ID, advanced database attributes, deleted that attribute sort as number. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to go ahead and publish this. I'm going to pause the video while I do that because that's boring to watch. And okay, so my blueprint has published. I'll click closed. I'll go back into my desktop client, and I'm going to go ahead and help and reload definitions because I've published and I want to rebuild my definition catalog to get the latest and greatest. All right, and you'll notice last time we did a wide open incident search, we got that error. So if I click it again, now we have all of our information that we need. So our search works again, and you'll see that all of my incidents are now prefixed as I want them to be. I can create a new one, and I can go in here and I'm just going to put in a very basic ticket. You'll see I've got my IR number up there. I'm going to pick a quick classification here and see if that does it. Nope, I want priority. I've got priority. Scroll down. There we go, priority. And then when I save it, you'll see now that I've got all of my tickets coming through with an IR number. So in this video, I showed you how to add a prefix to a business object public ID, in this case, incident ID, and how to avoid that conversion error that you might get if you put a non-numeric value into your IDs. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel for more Cherwell videos. Thanks.